God.
Welcome to the channel, ladies and gentlemen. Coriander and Killian. we are official. As my man Trenchy always says, we are not only frosty, but we are officially in the darkest of territory. We're talking about Halloween Resurrection. How's it going, guys? How you doing?
Yeah.
Hey.
So look, you guys know what we're doing. We're going through every single movie in the Halloween franchise. This has been fun. As Killian likes to say, a lot of peaks and valleys. And here we go, man. Last week was very interesting as a conversation. H2O was trying to rejuvenate the franchise. And here we go with the direct sequel to H2O, Halloween Resurrection. Let's get a quick take from each of you guys. First off, Coriander, I'm going to start with you. Just give me a quick take on this, and then we'll get to the chat.
This was the worst Halloween movie ever.
Okay. All right. How about you, Kill?
Man, it's too much to even compose here. I will concur with that sentiment, but this movie makes H2O look like a masterpiece. You know,
Right?
Yeah. I gotta admit, man. Now I'm just being honest. I had not seen this movie in I don't even know how long. It had been that long. And this is, out of all the Halloween movies, is the one that I know the least because I've watched it the least. And rewatching it for this episode, as we always do, I understand why. This was rough. It was very rough. And we'll get into it more so in a minute. But let's get to the chat. We got my man Strange Monkey back with us saying, I am ready. Yeah, you are, man. Yes, you are.
Glad someone is.
Patrick saying, hello, Night, Coriander, Killian, and Jerry. What's up, Patrick? How you doing, man?
hey.
Strange Monkey saying, who's ready for some dangertainment?
Oh, not dangertainment.
Not me.
No.
Oh, man. Patrick
And
says
just that
the best.
picture of Buster right there is like driving me insane. Jesus.
Patrick says the best Halloween movie ever. Yes, yes. Eric
I feel
said,
bad for you.
could you have picked any more of a perfect image of Buster right there? Exactly.
Oh, God.
You know what's up, Eric. You know how I do. That's right. Red Rusty's in the chat saying, short and sour. This film is high on my top 10 worst, most hated horror movies of all time. It doesn't exist in my world, which is how I
Good
can
for
adore
you.
H2O. Yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes. Eric says, peaks and valleys. This entry is more like the unavoidable pothole on your morning drive to work.
Like a hard shit you're trying to get out, but you just can't get out. And it's so frustrating.
Well, that's funny because Patrick just has a comment that says Buster looks like he's dropping a deuce in that picture. That's funny, you guys. All right.
Oh, shit.
Eric saying, this was the first Halloween movie I saw in theaters. Thank God it was a $3 showing. I got my money's
Right?
worth, kinda. Wow, that's your first one, dude. Dang, that's too bad,
Wow.
man.
Yeah.
That's
Right?
too bad. Bless you, man. Bless you. Eric saying, Knight, I'm in the gun, but as a martial artist yourself, how would you rate Buster as one? Man, look. No. When I remember when I was a kid, and if some of my friends found out that, hey, you know, I did martial arts or whatever, they would do what Buster was doing, like, oh yeah, oh, and all that type of stuff. I was like, no. It was bad, Eric. It was real bad. Anyways, this is gonna be a fun episode. We'll have a good discussion about it. We're gonna finish getting set up. So for you guys in the chat, for you guys watching the replay, sit back, relax. You know what time it is. All right. Hey, can I say something that's so funny? As that clip was playing, and people that are watching this, if you've never used StreamYard, so I can see these guys backstage when a clip is playing. Killian is sitting there cracking up He is cracking up. It was so funny to see. I wanted to say something to him, but the clip is playing. So, oh
You
my
know
god,
that's the funniest, my favorite scene from this movie, and it's the funniest when Busta Rhymes is talking to the real Michael Myers, and he's
it
dressed like Michael
is.
Myers. It gets
Oh
me every
my
time.
gosh.
I'm sorry.
Oh my gosh. Prometheus is back with us in the chat too. What's up, man?
Hello.
Hey,
Eric saying, yeah, because Michael would allow anyone, let alone Bust, to talk smack to him. He does have some nicely plucked eyebrows on this entry's mask. Thoughts on the mask, Killian?
Man, I mean, it's in my opinion slightly better, but it's still just, I get to see too much skin through the eyes, and it's still just it's off. It's just weird. I don't know what they're doing. I'm sorry, Eric. I don't know this movie.
And hey, look, and we're going to be all over the place on this one, guys, because this is an emotional one. But they still can't get this fucking mask right, man. And
No,
it's funny. It's funny because, and we do have some fun facts. I think one of the facts that I don't think we had it listed, but that I know of, they did some CGI to the mask too, and it's like, what? And it looks like it has like a scowl. It looks like it's a zombie Michael or something. It just looks fucking weird, man. It's like, you guys cannot get the mask right. Is that a lot to ask for? I just don't get it. Anyways, all right, let's start this thing off, Kill. What do you got? Just do whatever you got to do, man.
Okay. I mean, this movie is 90s as hell. It's during the Scream phenomenon, and it's so many things in this that remind me of Scream. And we talked about this with the last one, H2O, and a lot of horror movies did it at the time, with the way the poster looks, with the way the kids or the teens are represented in here, and also with the main protagonist final girl being like a cute brunette or something. It was like the 80s where it was the cute blonde, and now in like during this time, the Scream period, the Nev Campbell period, it's a cute brunette. I don't know, I don't make the rules, hey. But this movie is lifeless because you barely know anything about these teenagers. And you don't really care about them. And this is like the dawn of the reality show, craze, or Big Brother and the internet, and it's just, and I love Katie Sackhoff there. I love you, Katie. And but yeah, this movie is just bad, man. Go for it.
Let me also just say something before I get to you, Coriander. Katie Sackhoff, who's really a good actress, and she's been in a lot of cool stuff, horror, sci-fi, all that type of stuff. She did a reaction to this movie. She had never watched the whole movie. I highly suggest you guys check it out. It's on YouTube, and it is funny as hell seeing her react to this movie and just the idiocy of it all. Coriander, real quick before I get to you, in the chat, we got the Toy Man in the chat saying, hey guys, how are you? What's going on? Nice to see you.
Hi.
Welcome to the chat. Strange Monkey saying, one of my friends said Michael's mask looks like Terrence Howard for some reason, and I can't unsee it. Yeah, okay, I'm with you on that. Eric saying, this is an emotional one. I love it. Yeah, it is, man. It's emotional because, just to fall from the heights, man. Eric saying, Halloween has made so much money for the Akkads and they still can't get a good mask. Right? It is crazy. It is so crazy. Slasher Fred's in the chat saying, this movie is like Halloween meets the Blair Witch Project. Yep. They were trying to look.
And that movie sucked too.
Well, no, wait a minute now. Now.
I'll always think that. I
know. We had a good discussion on that when we did our horror movies of the decades too. Patrick, talk about get busting some toilet paper. And yes, Patrick, yeah, Katie Sackhoff was great as Starbuck on Battlestar Galactica.
Yeah.
But Coriander, let's start also with tying up loose ends from H2O in probably the worst way possible. We see that Laurle Strode, it's 3 years later, and Laurle Strode is in a mental asylum, and these two nurses are talking about her story. She's the sister of Michael Myers and all that type of stuff. What were you thinking of this scene, how it started out and where it went?
I guess like the nurse said, she was so distraught that she killed an innocent man with a family, and she ended up there, and yeah, I mean, yeah, what more can I say?
Right. Let's see. We got Tuber Chat in the chat. What's going on, man? Nice to see you. Welcome. Strange Monkey saying, I agree with Knight. Wait a minute now. Blair Witch is awesome. Laugh out loud. Right?
Maybe for you, but
right. We're gonna watch it again. You gotta watch it in the right setting, girl. But all right,
it doesn't
so listen.
matter what the setting is.
All
like I said, I saw it in the theater, and it can't get any better than that.
Well, unless people were talking. All right, anyways, so look. Here's the thing for me. They're trying to tie up loose ends from H2O. They talk about, first of all, the whole idea is she killed a paramedic. Michael switched places, and I love how they try to show the scenes to make it seem like it makes sense. This is the biggest logic jump of all time. Here's the thing. If you remember in H2O, when Laurie has the body in the van and Michael sits up, okay, they said that Michael had crushed the larynx of the paramedic, right? What about his hands? He could have taken off the mask and be like, I'm not, that it's not Michael. Bullshit. That's what it was. It was bullshit. What had happened was Jamie Lee Curtis was going to walk off the set a few weeks into the filming of H2O because she was like, I want to end it. And Mustafa Akkad had a clause, a contract saying that the filmmakers could not kill off Michael Myers. So Kevin Williamson of Scream fame set up this whole paramedic idea. So it was a way to kill Michael, but also bring him back in the next movie. And Jamie Lee agreed to it only if in H2O there was no sign of that part of the storyline, and it looked like she actually killed Michael, and there was no hint of a sequel. That was the only reason that she actually stayed on to do H2O. And then in Resurrection, she said she wanted to be killed off quickly.
Yeah, because I don't blame her.
Because obviously she knew that they were bringing Michael back, and of course it undid everything she did in H2O. They made Laurie a murderer and everything. It's like, get out of here. But anyways, kill Michael. It's 3 years. First of all, why did he wait 3 years? He was in California with her, right? So, anyways, 3 years. He walks into the building, dog, and he goes right to her room. How does he know where she's at? He didn't ask anyone.
He's got that connection. Right. He can sense her.
Look. We are asking. Us three here and all the guys in the chat. We're all logical people. The fact that Michael Myers has the wherewithal towards the end of the last movie to be like, oh man, I think I'm gonna lose. Let me take this off. Let me put this on you. Right? Crush. Okay. Yeah. Right? Let me get low. I'm sorry, dude. You've been burnt, blown up, shot. You shot in the eyeballs. Like, dude, you're not getting low. All right. Yeah, right? I'm sorry. You know. So the logic in this movie is absurd, and like you just said, he just strolls his happy ass right through the front door, and it's like, is anybody? Look, I'm sorry, and Knight, you said it before on how like hospitals creep you out, especially at nighttime. Yeah. But look, somebody is working the door. All right, right? Somebody is working the door, and you got this 6 foot tall dude in a mask, just coming through like, hey. And once again, they do Laurle Strode so dirty. Yeah, I mean, through all of these movies, they've done her dirty. Oh, I'm Laurle Strode's daughter, and my mom, she's just dead. Don't worry about that. And then, H2O, we bring her back, and she's been in hiding, and this and that, and Michael's her brother. Michael isn't her brother. Or, she killed her innocent paramedic, and shouts out to these paramedics in these movies who either, like in the Friday the 13th movies, go crazy and dress up as the killer, or this one who you got framed.
Hey,
Right?
can I just say something too? Now again, people watching this, remember this is all live. We don't script this. We're just going off, okay? But Kill, you just said something. You talked about Friday 5 with Roy, right? For the
Roy.
longest time, right? For the longest time, a lot of people didn't like Friday the 13th Part 5 because it wasn't Jason. And we've come to enjoy it. I actually have come to like it over the years. It wasn't my favorite as a kid, but I've grown to love it as time has gone on. This movie makes Friday 5 look like a masterpiece. It really does. I mean, seriously, it's not even close. But anyways, real quick, and I'll get to you in a second, Coriander. Real quick in the chat, Tuber Chat was saying, shared on Reddit, liked and shared on Reddit. Thank you so much, man. We really appreciate that. Look, guys, I mean, we thank all of you guys for all your support and helping us with this comeback. We got big things planned for this month coming up for the Halloween season. We really appreciate it. We're going to try to do some really cool things for you guys and give back too. We appreciate it. Patrick saying, you will love the Night Watch Zone. Thank you so much, Patrick. You know, you guys are really the reason that keeps this thing going. We appreciate it. RMJ's in the chat saying the film is horrible, but it is so bad it's good. Blair Witch was good back in 2000 when I rented it from Blockbusters. Now it does kind of suck. Busta Rhymes' Trick or Treat line is now legendary. It is legendary, isn't it? There's no doubt about that. No doubt. Let's see. Patrick was saying, Coriander, now you get how I feel about Seth Rogen. Oh, Jesus, Patrick. Oh, Lord. Eric saying, they showed footage of Michael's decapitated head from the end of H2O. Then they unmask it and the eyes are closed. Was the editor sleeping on the job? Yeah, he was. He was sleeping. Absolutely. There's no doubt about that, man. Strange Monkey saying, what they did there was wrong. Jamie Lee was tired of the bullshit. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Eric saying, is she in a California asylum? Does he walk back to Haddonfield? It's magic, girl. That's right. It was magic to get to California, and it's magic to get back to Illinois. Patrick saying he's got GPS built in the mask. Bobby B. What's up, man? Saying, what's up, Night Watch? Halloween Resurrection hurts my soul. The roof scene in the beginning was probably the best scene, and that's not saying much. Waiting on an Event Horizon episode. I know, man. We are, and Killian knows that's a movie. We are ready to go on that, man. Mm-hmm. We'll be doing it. Trust me. Maybe this movie would have been better with some Jason Worms. No? Well, they could have made it any worse. They couldn't have made it any worse. Eric, I'm going to tell you right now, no, I'm going to save it because at some point we're going to rank all three franchises, the big three together. And you're probably going to be happy. I'm just going to put it that way for you. You're going to be happy. And I think I caught up to everybody here. Anyways, Coriander. So they did Jamie Lee Curtis wrong. Can I also say something else? What did you think of this scene when she put him in the trap? He's trapped. What did you think of that scene, Coriander? Because I have some spirited thoughts about it.
I mean, it was great that she put him in a trap like that, but it was so stupid of her to, oh no, I need to take off the mask and see if it's really him. Because that's like the dumbest thing she could have done. And she is like how they dumbed Jason down in Freddy vs. Jason. Well, they kind of dumbed Laurie down in this scene. And
right? Laurie Strode would not have done that.
Yeah.
Laurie Strode would not have done that. Worst case scenario, she would have at least done something to incapacitate him some more before she reached for that mask. While his hands were still free and grabbing that shit, no, she wouldn't have done that. It was, I got to admit, it was, I mean, obviously Jamie Lee, I always love seeing Jamie Lee, but it was just a sad way to kill her off. You know what I mean? I mean, she wanted to be killed off as a character, so I get it. But they definitely made Laurie stupid in this movie. They really did. All right, so we fast forward, and I think it's a year later. It's like, what's all these time jumps for? Michael's just hanging around, obviously, I guess just waiting for Halloween. But we meet the cast. We meet Sarah and Jen, two of our leads, and obviously Jen played by the great Katie Sackhoff, who easily had the most charisma of all these characters, which was
Yes.
like unbelievable. What were you thinking, Kill? What do we got going on with this group of people?
I mean, other than Katie Sackhoff's character, the rest of them are very boring. Like this chick here is like the most boring sandwich you've ever eaten in life. There's no flavor. There's no there's no substance. Right. And she seems like the goody two shoes of the group and the nice girl. And that's all well and fine. But you're boring because you have her, and then you have I think his name is Sean
Patrick Thomas.
Yes, thank you. Sean Patrick Thomas, who I love him. He was, pretty popular at this time, as far as a Hollywood actor. And I love that he was just a guy who loved cooking. I love that there wasn't any stereotypical background to him. He wasn't an ex-gangbanger,
well, they saved it all for Busta. Well, they saved it all for Busta.
Oh, yes. But as far as the cast, honestly, they're all boring. The ones that are in the house, the ones that are watching on the internet, and I gotta say it, as ludicrous as Busta Rhymes is, I enjoyed every time he was on screen. I did, because when he's on the screen, this movie is a comedy. It is a straight up comedy, and I'm looking at it like that. And poor Tyra Banks, she's just in there for I don't even understand the casting of this movie.
Right? I don't get it either, man.
It's all over the map. And
it was.
And the one last thing I'll say is movies at this time period sporadically would have rappers in them as the actors. Yep. I mean, you had LL Cool J in the last movie,
Ja Rule,
Ja Rule, that movie 13 Ghosts had Rod Digger in it. Yeah, no. What I'm saying is
versus
he was. Yeah, like I was, you had a lot of sprinkling of rappers in movies, but this performance is hands down, in my opinion, the worst because the way that they have him playing it, whether it's the way he's doing it or the way he's directed, it's a comedy. It's a comedy.
Too much.
Yeah, I mean, this is the first Halloween movie where, and we're all over the place, so you got to forgive us, guys. But like I said, it's emotional.
So is this movie. It's all over the place.
This movie makes me feel like the way that Katie is smiling here is like, what the fuck is going on here? What's going on? But no, this is the first movie in the franchise where it is so over the top with the comedy. Like every single thing that Busta says is just this comedy flavor, even Tyra Banks. And it's like, you guys are kind of, not so much Tyra, but obviously Busta, were the leads. So it's like you guys, everything that you do trickles downhill. You get what I'm saying? Because the young people going in the house, they didn't have much going on with their characters. You know what I mean? There was nothing there. Once they got to the house, there was really nothing going on, And Michael is just standing around watching it.
Yeah, he's just being a creeper.
We know Michael will do some stalking, right? But these guys, it's basically Thanksgiving dinner in the house, and he's just watching. It's like, come on, man.
Yeah.
Well, he's in the basement eating, live rats.
Yeah. Eric says, oh God, how dumb is Laurie? Let's check out his real face. She hasn't seen his face since 78, and she's only seen it once. How would she know? Yeah, right? Exactly. Bobby B saying, I do like when Laurie told Michael she'd see him in hell. Yeah, I mean, look, Jamie Lee always does what she has to do, even when she doesn't want to be in a movie. And those little moments were, I think you might have said it, Bobby, or someone else, but the rooftop scene, the intro scene with Jamie Lee, even though I didn't really like how they dumbed her down a little bit in some of those moments, it was still probably one of the best set pieces and scenes in the movie. Because it was, I don't know, but Strange Monkey says in a deleted scene, Michael steals a car from a couple in a tent in the woods, and that's how he drove there. They also deleted him arriving and standing in front of his home. Yes, they did. It's like, God, you guys, I tell you. Eric saying they should have made the fat, crazy guy in the asylum with Michael's knife a copycat killer. At least that would have been interesting. I agree. Patrick saying, damn, Katie has a weird ass smile. Yeah, she was trying to be funny in that scene. I can't remember what she was doing, but making fun of someone or something. Eric saying they also deleted him using the car alarm to lock the car doors in that scene, complete with the beep. Yeah. Yep. Busta was smart, though. He played Freddy like a joke and a gag. Now, what do 99% of people mention first with this film? Busta Rhymes. It gets people to check out his performance. It's true. I mean, it's true. It was so over the top and just, yeah, it's the thing to talk about. And at least it had something there, you know, whether you like it or hate it. True enough. We got Van in the chat too saying, hey, everyone, I freaking love this movie, by the way. Now, Van, you got to tell me, and I'm assuming Busta is part of that, but let us know why you do love this film. RMJ saying the best part of this film was the set design of the Myers house and the tunnel subplot beneath the house, which was mildly creepy. Tyra Banks was there to draw us black folk. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. No, you're right, dude. You're right. You're right. And speaking of which, the Myers house is like a mansion. Oh. Like they were walking around for miles in the Myers house. It's like, wow.
Especially the tunnel. Like you just straight up got this tunnel. Okay. Word?
Right?
All right.
So Coriander, once they get to the house and get ready to do this whole internet reality show thing, what were you thinking in this scene?
You know, there were parts that I actually fell asleep. So, hey, man, I really don't have much to say about this movie, honestly, because I just didn't really care for it. And, you know, you guys go ahead and go off, man.
Oh, this movie has defeated Coriander. No.
Well, let me ask you this, Coriander, though. But with this movie, what is it that makes you not like it so much? Because obviously, this is our 8th movie so far in the franchise.
The cast did nothing for me. I mean, it's just, and Busta, you know, he kind of just, you know, brought another level that just I really didn't care for, and you know, I don't know, it was just, and Michael, you know, it took him so long to finally do what he does best, and it's just, you know, I just didn't enjoy this at all. I just didn't like it.
He was just standing around. But Kill, they're kind of loopy too. It's like, come on, man. Can we have some smarts somewhere? She had that scene where Charlie was rigging up the cameras and stuff, and she's sitting there. I mean, what'd you think of that scene?
Man, once again, like even that scene, it's just it feels like you're watching a cartoon. You know, you got the guard that's supposed to be on their post, and you see somebody bringing a big Acme bomb out or whatever on camera, and you don't see it. You know, once again, when I'm talking about like the casting here, I don't really know what the point of Tyra Banks' character was, other than to just be another body bag, because she's in the movie, but she does a quick interview with the contestants. Then she's in that booth, and then she has quick little conversations with Busta Rhymes, and then she's dead. That's it. Yeah. And it's just
not even on screen.
Exactly. She died off screen, so it's like, geez, you know. So, you know, this movie is just an enigma. And another thing I'll say real quick, you know, if I could be Coriander's anger translator, this movie feels cheap. This movie feels cheap because you have the insane asylum where Laurie is. You have, I guess, their college where the kids are. You have the Myers house proper and the little booth area where they're recording all this stuff. And you have the underground tunnel. Those are all the locations in this movie, unless I'm missing something, you know, and the kids viewing at their pool party or whatever at their friend's house, you know. But this movie, they want to give you that claustrophobic feeling that we've gotten in other Michael Myers movies that was done so well before, but it's not done good in this.
And you know what's interesting, and I'm sorry to cut you off, but and I haven't mentioned this yet, but you make a good point because it was done better in other movies. As a matter of fact, it was done better in Halloween 2, which was directed by Rick Rosenthal, who directed this one. And it's like, damn, man, wow.
Yeah.
I mean,
Something went wrong.
now granted, directors aren't the screenwriters. This was written by someone, and his job is to just direct it. But God, man, what a big difference between this and Halloween 2. I mean, it's crazy, man. But once they're in the house, it's like nothing is really going on.
Nope.
You've got a halfway, well, I don't want to say halfway decent cast, but Sean Patrick Thomas, he's pretty good. We've seen him in some stuff. Katie Sackhoff obviously has some charisma, and she was doing some things. But it's like you didn't even give these characters anything to do in the house. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just couldn't believe how bland it was. Real quick, in the chat to catch up to these guys too. Let's see. Eric says, now, RMJ, Tyra drew me in too. Right. Prometheus says, the part of the movie was when it was going off. The best part?
Oh, the best part of the movie.
Patrick saying, Coriander rocks. Yes, she does.
Yeah, she does.
Eric saying, wait, Coriander fell asleep. She missed out on the great subplot of Decker in love with What's-Her-Face and him helping her get out of the house. Lucky girl. Yeah, man, I couldn't even believe
that.
I mean, that whole subplot, that had nothing going on for it. It didn't go anywhere. It just, I mean, yeah, you had the scene.
He helped her.
Well, I was going to say,
yeah,
but I mean, it was so minimal that it was almost for me, like a waste of time. I mean, they should have.
This whole movie was a waste of time.
Well, okay, but what I'm saying is, if they were gonna try to showcase him being her eyes and stuff, either one better setup and more than just the whatever it was 5 or 6 minutes that he did it. It was kind of like it was just ridiculous, man.
And it really was. And can I say one thing to that? When she's, being stalked by Michael and she's pleading to, she takes the camera off like, hey guys, this is real, please help me. And then she's just like, Deckard, if you're watching. But out of the billions of people around the world that might be on the internet, she automatically assumes Deckard. Now, I'm just wondering if I missed something. Did Deckard say, hey, I'm going to be watching this?
Yes, he told her he was going to watch.
Okay. Well, all I know is I agree with you, Knight, 100%, that this just felt like a throwaway. It went nowhere. It really did, went nowhere. Other than it just being a plot device of them watching and lending extra pair of eyes. Go ahead.
Yeah, and this scene here where they were in Judith's room, which now they could have played this really, really cool as far as some nostalgia and stuff like that. And you've got Katie in the room with dude that's a perv. That's all he was just like a horny perv. It was nothing else to his character at all. But while she's hanging out and kind of, trying to put him away, so to speak, get him off of her, so to speak, you've got Michael. He's just standing there. It's like, dude, you could easily take out these two and nothing is going on. It was just it made no sense at all. Rusty saying, being a Battlestar Galactica nut, Katie Sackhoff was the only reason I even finished watching it. Afterwards, I was terribly embarrassed for her to have this one on her record. Yeah. And we're big Battlestar fans too. And I just, wow, man. Unbelievable. Eric saying, Deckard, where is he? In the house. Yeah, no shit. Yeah. Eric saying, no mention of Josh Hartnett either. Did he just leave mom to rot in the asylum? Exactly. Right?
His picture was on the wall. Come on.
I'm giving you the look.
I know.
For you guys that like to listen to us, I was giving the look. No, but you were right though. You're right. Van saying, I love the loose ties to martial arts movies. Busta Rhymes steals the show, and it was a different take on a played out series. You are right on a couple of those things. Busta did steal the show, not always for the right reasons for me personally, but he did. Mm-hmm. And it was a different take. And I think I appreciate them trying to do something different, but I just think that they could have done a better way of doing it, because again, this group of people that we're supposed to be following and we're supposed to be invested in when they get aced out, I wasn't invested in anyone except for Katie Sackhoff. You know,
Yeah.
even
Yeah.
Sarah, who was the lead, they didn't give her enough. Like, you know, like you were saying, Kill, she was the introvert, the book person and stuff like that, kind of like Laurie Strode. But they gave Laurie Strode so much character development in the first movie compared to what they did for Sarah in this one, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's rough, man. But also, you know, you have the scene with Tyra Banks. She gets aced out, and it's like, okay, do I really even care? It's, you know, it's just like, it's like, good God, man.
Well, you know, one thing I'd like to, you know, and I don't know if we're gonna get to more Buster stuff, but I want to talk about Buster real quick. Okay, yeah. I'll wait.
Well, no, you can go for it.
Well, I was just gonna say the first time when he's dressed as Michael Myers and they you know, attack him, and he's like, hey, it's me, turn up your camera real quick, and he gives this whole like thing, this like in the middle of the movie, he gives this speech about America don't care about the real stuff, they want to be entertained, a little razzle dazzle, this and that, that's what I'm giving them,
pizzazz.
A little pizzazz. So if y'all don't mind, I want my fucking money, and y'all get a cut too. And then it's looking like, all right, yeah. And my favorite part is he has the mask. He's like, now look, y'all can do what y'all want to do. I'm gonna go scare the rest of these motherfuckers. He just puts the mask on and like creeps out like deuces. And I'm sitting there just laughing like, what just happened?
I know, man. It's like, truly, what happened?
like should I be afraid or should I laugh?
Yeah. And one thing too, to go back to what Eric was saying, they should have somehow done something more with John, you know, Josh Hartnett's character. I think what I heard, and I think Coriander, you might have found this fact, or maybe I read it somewhere. They did want to bring Josh Hartnett into it, but he had scheduling things, or maybe didn't want to do it. But they could have recasted him. That wouldn't have been the first time that they would have done something like that. It just didn't make any sense that her son would have, you know, nothing going on with her, I guess, you know. But also, like what Van was saying, I did like the little bit of the ties to the martial arts movies. That was cool. You know, again, a little on the nose with him using it against Michael, but, you know, whatever. What are you going to do? And Sean Patrick Thomas was the only character that had any likability. The rest were either boring, horny jerks, fake feminists, etc. It was truly a cookie cutter 90s movie with the cast. Yeah, I mean, Sean Patrick Thomas was the only like just regular dude. I mean, Sarah was a regular girl too, but she just wasn't, there wasn't enough character there for you to really like her per se, you know? Deckard is literally probably the only one watching Killian. No one else would be wasting their time, especially after seeing Buster promoted. Strange Monkey saying, look up Halloween Homecoming sometime. Someone created a better version of this film, which was very surprising. No Deckard subplot. Laugh out loud. I think I heard about that. I'll have to check it out too. I think I did hear about that, Strange Monkey.
Interesting.
Yeah, Eric saying, wait, put up that pic of Michael stalking Tyra again, Knight. Is he wearing lipstick with those plucked eyebrows? I didn't know. Oh, let me see if I can find it. That's too funny. Patrick saying Buster versus Seth fight. Yeah, I'd rather see that. But anyways, Coriander, let's go to one other part that I thought was fairly decent. The tunnel scene where Donna was being stalked. What did you think of that scene? That was a good scene to me.
Yeah, it wasn't bad, you know. I'm trying to remember it. This might have been a part where I was passed out, so.
Well, her and Jim, they were down in the catacombs and they found the fake bodies and all that type of stuff. And then Michael was chasing her through the tunnels and then impaled her on the spike against a gate.
Yeah, it was okay.
Okay. What'd you think of it, Kill?
It was fine. But the only thing, you know, as I'm watching it, I'm just like, well, how long is this tunnel, and is this still under the
Right?
Myers house property? Because I mean,
Yeah.
it not only was long, but it curved and
Yes, it did.
had the gate part that had the spike, but then there was stuff past the gate because she was trying to get
Yeah.
through it, and Michael's just doing his shark thing, just cruising through the water, just like
Right.
really slowly, like
Yeah.
and he's like, well, I got my knife, but you know what, you're right here near this really sharp thing that I could just push you on, so I'll just take you out like that. But it was an interesting scene. It was, you know.
Patrick saying Coriander is straight fire in this episode.
Oh my God, yeah, right? Oh,
when we
shit.
get to that part, and of course when Katie gets decapitated, which was kind of like, ah, damn it, oh, there goes the charisma in the movie. But the thing of it is, go ahead.
I'm sorry, but she was kind of like, I don't know, a little annoying. So I was kind of happy when she got it.
No,
And y'all are like, we love her, and I'm like, damn, really?
because it's Katie.
Well, no, because we know the actress, but yeah, her character was very
like the only thing
grating.
I've seen her in.
Yeah,
and
no,
this movie sucks to boot. So yeah,
right. But the reason that we, or at least for me, anyways, is because I know her as an actress and I've seen her do good work. Like she's actually done good dramatic stuff. So, but she also had at least some character to her. And Coriander, and this is great because you just reminded me, like we were talking about earlier, in Halloween 5, a lot of people thought Tina was very annoying, but at least Tina had character. You know what I'm saying? Like you remember her, you can think of scenes of her, and she actually had some things that made sense in the movie. She was friends with Rachel. She was very Jamie and kind of protective of Jamie. So that came into play later on in the movie when she tried to protect Jamie and actually sacrificed herself for Jamie. Now, she's notoriously known as an obnoxious character, but her character is more convincing than all of these people, in the house, maybe except for Katie Sackhoff. But that's what I'm trying to say is Katie Sackhoff's character was kind of, a little obnoxious or whatever, but at least she had things going on versus the final girl, Sarah, who was just so bland. What do you think about that, Kill? Does that make sense or?
Yeah, I mean, 100%. And we're used to the final girl being pure and sweet and smart and maybe even a little nerdy, but she's like hot or, but she was boring. She was so boring. And I think also it's just the beast of this movie. You have these contestants and you really don't know much more about them. You don't know why they're doing this. Do they need the money? What's going on? They're just there, and they're gonna go into the Myers home. If you stay the night, you get the money. Other than that, everything is so surface level of all of these people that they are just types. They're not really actual characters. They're just types, and it's very boring. And this is all in a period of time where you have movies like Scream that, in my opinion, truly flesh out the cast. And so this is like a step backwards. It's like what.
Yep. Absolutely. Eric saying, I did like the nod to Bob's death in part 1 with Sean Patrick Thomas and using 3 knives this time. I got to give it credit for that being cool. Yeah, no, I agree. There was a couple good kills. I agree. Eric saying that Sackhoff was good in the 3rd Riddick movie.
I was going to say that she was awesome in that movie, and she's badass.
Yep. Prometheus saying Longmire, she was good in Katie Sackhoff. I mean, yep, she was good in Longmire.
Another great performance, yes.
And it was dramatic too. Eric dramatic, saying Tina had character, but it was all bad. I'll take a boring lead over an obnoxious character, but my deal with those types of characters, Knight. Yes, indeed, I do. I hear you, man. I hear you. Let's see. Patrick saying Katie did an IFC Midnight movie called Don't Knock Twice.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't seen that one. I'll have to check that one out. But, people are getting aced out finally, and we don't really care too much, even Sean Patrick Thomas. But once we get to the part where Busta, all of a sudden Busta pops back out. He's not in his costume anymore. And he's like, we got to get out of here and all this. And then, of course, you have that scene where Michael is right there. And then, of course, we got to, the kung fu kick and all that type of stuff. And it's like, come on, man. What were you thinking of that, Coriander?
Uh, it was funny. It's like as if, but hey, they want to go this way and they're actually doing it. And hey, what can I say? It fit the movie. So,
right.
Yeah.
What about you, Kel?
I mean, man, look.
And he made the noises too, man. It's like, look, come on, man.
I mean, it's kind of disrespectful with the whole making the noises and it's like, all right, I truly don't think that would fly today with that, because it's like, come on. But for Busta Rhymes' character to pull out martial arts moves, I mean, all right, but once again, this is Michael Myers, and it's like, you like, are you really hurting him? Are y'all really allowing this guy, just Busta Rhymes, Freddy, to hurt Michael Myers?
Yeah, it just didn't seem like it just didn't seem like it would make sense, because okay, man, look, the bottom line of Michael is the whole idea, his mythology of being, like Loomis used to say,
Pure
the human
evil.
part. Yeah, the human part of him died long ago. He's not human. He's more than a man, and it's like, but there you got Freddy doing some whack-ass karate kung fu moves. And it's like, come on, man. That's not gonna, come on. It just doesn't make sense in this movie's universe. Like, if they set up that he was susceptible to physicality like that, okay, fine. But you're talking about a guy that has literally put his thumb into someone's head. He's done tons of almost superhuman things. And it's like, anyways, they do the little subplot with Deckard trying to help her out. And let's just get to the ending of this. She's trying to escape from Michael, and it's just not going right. And then, of course, the famous scene, Kill. Trick or treat. Kill. You know what the scene is.
Trick or treat, motherfucker.
So,
what'd you think, Kill?
Oh God, man! Like, come on, man! They really like. I don't understand why they really like. Okay, they just chose Busta Rhymes, and they must have sold him on this by saying, "Look, your character's gonna be badass. You're gonna have a lot of good one-liners. You're gonna do kung fu. You actually gonna hurt Michael a little bit. You're gonna electrocute his balls. Like wait. Man, look, this movie is all over the map, and I truly think the Akkads are just kind of like, hey, let's just make a comedy. Let's just make it more comedy than horror. This is like comedy, action, then horror. And the thing about it, like you were saying, we've seen Michael crush skulls, poke people's eyes out. He's done all of this stuff, and above all, they're in his house. They have invaded your house. You should be taking these fools out with the most prejudice. Like, because this is a home invasion. They are in your house, Mike. You down there in the catacombs eating rats. They're in your house. You should be acing these guys out viciously. Like, we should have had some of the best kills in the franchise in this movie, but everything is just meh. This whole movie is meh. The characters in here are meh. The chemistry is meh. I don't feel that these characters are truly friends.
Yeah, I agree. And again, Sean Patrick Thomas is a pretty decent actor. And obviously, we've been talking about Katie Sackhoff. She's done great stuff. But I did not believe that they were friends with Sarah, the lead. It just didn't feel like they were friends, No. So again, man, the script was poor and a lot of bad things. Real quick, Eric was saying, martial arts movie question. Was Busta watching an actual martial arts movie, or was it just added to the film? It was a martial arts movie. And from what I understand, we got some fun facts we'll throw up in a second. he is a fan of martial arts, and that is true. And that's what makes me think that Busta had a lot to do with not only his character, but his script, his dialogue too, which that's not a good idea either. You know, it's like, dude, this is not a hip hop song. You know, that type of the things that made you great in hip hop. And he is a great hip hop artist. I've loved Busta Rhymes since I was in high school, but that doesn't translate into a Halloween movie. You know, it could translate into a scary movie, but not into a Halloween movie. You know what I'm saying? Real quick, the movie brothers, Steven's in the chat saying, "Hey guys, Steven here. Okay, this movie is just wretched." Yes, it is. It is. Who would have known that you just need to know karate to defeat Myers? Yes. Eric saying, Busta trying to be Show Nuff or Bruce Leroy and failing. He didn't have the glue. No, he didn't. He truly did not. But anyways, as we get to the end, when he gets electrocuted, and it's pretty much, and that's the other thing too. Well, anyways, I don't even want to try to explain it, but Busta basically takes him out, and then you have that scene with the ambulance and the reporters coming over and all that type of stuff. Kill, what were you thinking of that scene? It was almost like from bad to worse, because then Busta goes into this little speech about
a lot
this
of
and
speeches.
that. Like, shut the fuck up, man.
Yeah, you know, I guess they want to show that he's kind of turned a new leaf, because he's very much a showman. He's very much kind of like Don King with his promotion of Dangertainment.
Yeah.
You know, but towards the end of this, after going through this ordeal, you know, they want a soundbite, they want quotes, and he's like, you know, Michael Myers, you know, he's a shark. He's one of the most notorious killers. And here's a quote, you know, get out my face. You know, I've turned a new leaf. And it's like, have you really? Like, what was the point of this? And I agree with you, Knight. I'm sure he had some input on his lines, because he is giving speeches. Like, this is the third speech. The first speech was with, I guess, Sarah, when she wanted to quit. And he's like, look, trust me, you know, this and that. And to the point where after he's like, man, Freddie, you a smooth mofo. Man, you just came up with that off the top of your head. That speech, the speech where he takes off the mask and like, hey, I'm trying to get paid and y'all should get paid too. And I'm going to go scare the rest of these people. And then this speech. So it's 3 points in this movie where he gives these moving rally call speeches. And it's like, really? Y'all really going that deep with this character? Please, is it time to wrap? Because
it is, man. It really is. Yeah. We got a couple fun facts for the fun of it, because we do like to have fun with it. And Coriander, I'll start you off, because Coriander is ready to get out of here and grab some coffee.
Yeah. Totally.
Fact number 1: the original title,
Halloween Homecoming.
Yes, and they also were going to call it Halloween H2K. And also Halloween MichaelMyers.com.
Oh, God.
Yeah. Fact number 2. Yeah. Fact number 2, Kill.
Jamie knows what's up.
Yeah, she was quoted saying that she considered this film a joke.
Yeah, it was.
So did we.
Right?
Number 3. The master himself, Carpenter, weighs in.
Has stated that the movie made him cringe.
Oh gosh, man.
That's so sad. That's so sad,
man. All right.
First time
that Michael killed a victim by decapitation.
All right.
Yeah.
The agreement of Laurle Strode.
Yeah, Jamie Lee agreed to do this part as long as Laurie was killed in the beginning. Yeah.
Yeah. And lastly,
the plan of Miramax.
They wanted to continue this series by creating a whole new story having nothing to do with Michael Myers after the last film, similar to Halloween 3.
Wow. And you know, and maybe, I don't know. This is so weird. It makes me feel weird. We got producer Rachel in the chat. What's going on, Rachel? Nice to see you.
Hello.
Saying hello. Good to see you. Welcome, welcome. Eric saying Coriander fell asleep. Knight gives up trying to expand. And Killian looks like he has a headache discussing this film the entire stream. So, good entry to the series, guys.
No. Oh my God.
I'm telling you. Eric saying Michael Myers is a killer shark in some baggy ass overalls. Just stop, Buster. Just stop. Yeah, man. It's like he was trying to like have a performance, like a hip hop type of performance, you know? And even when you see him in interviews, it was like, are you fucking serious, man? This is a horror movie, dog. I mean, seriously. Anyways. All right, guys, that's pretty much it. All we got for Resurrection. This was fun, though. No, it was fun. It was fun to talk about it. And again, the peaks and the valleys, and also what was fun is seeing you guys with your reactions. So please leave us a comment. Leave us a comment. Let us know what you think about Resurrection. And if you enjoy it, like my man Van, that's fine because everyone likes different things. And like Killian said, Busta had some funny parts. It was some funny stuff. When I was putting together this intro, you guys noticed I put Busta in there because it was funny stuff. And that's what this movie was about. It wasn't the direction I think they should have went, but it is what it is. But leave us a comment in the comment section. Please give the video that helps support the channel. And also, guys, just to let you guys know, next week, we are going to be talking about Rob Zombie's Halloween. We're going into another level. It's going to be interesting. We're almost at the end of this thing for the franchise leading up to Halloween Kills. We have a big project coming up for you guys around Halloween time, which will be a multi-channel project that we're working on. So it should be fun. Stay tuned, guys. We appreciate all the support. And yeah, as we head on out, last couple comments here. Eric saying, search Busta being interviewed by The Rock on Monday Night Raw about Resurrection. It's just as cringeworthy. I bet. Patrick giving saying the coriander was asleep.
Yes, I was.
Steven saying not Rob Zombie. No. Hey, look. Versus this though, Steven. Come on now. Versus this.
Yeah.
Come on, man. Yeah. We gotta climb out of hell.
Hey, I'll take the white horse any day over this. All right.
Wow.
and y'all know how I feel about the white horse.
Yes,
right?
Yes, we do. Eric saying, good, bring on Rob's movies. Absolutely, man. And it's going to be a fun discussion because there's the thing about the Rob Zombie movies, just as a preview, whether you like the movies or not, you got to admit he put effort into the movies, whether it was the right or wrong direction. And that's what I appreciate. This movie really didn't seem like it had enough put into it. You know what I'm saying? It just seemed like it was a cash grab, the way they treated the characters and just not enough arc and the way they treated Michael Myers, you know, really, you know. Steven saying you're right. Yeah, absolutely, man.
And you'll get to see a better mask.
Yeah.
That's true. Yeah, we're gonna finally get a goddamn decent mask. You're right.
It's been a long time
since
a decent mask.
A couple decades.
Yeah.
Patrick saying September 26th, what's happening? Yes, Patrick. And that's as long as we still can make that date. Well, I've got to talk to you about that too. But hopefully we'll be getting back together for our IFC midnight movies for the Human Centipede. So that should be fun too. Producer Rachel saying the first Rob one is okay. The second one was weird. Rachel, I'm telling you, we're going to have some fun with these two. We're going to be back in black because it's going to be fun talking about those movies. It really is. So anyways, guys, we appreciate you guys hanging out with us. Take it easy. We'll catch you guys next time. And remember, if you're watching this, if you're listening to this, you'll watch and kill one more time. Trick or treat, motherfucker. All right. Peace out, guys.
Peace out, guys.
Church.